You have no idea the amount of ignorance we're about to get into right now.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
All right, guys, we're back. This is episode 108, Daughters of the Dust. This is the 1991 independent film written, directed, and produced by Julie Dash. Sort of looking at a family during 1902 who are part of the Gullah, or otherwise known as the Geechee culture, just off the coast of South Carolina and Georgia, and on these islands. They're the Peasant family, and they're getting ready to a large part of the family is getting ready to make their way onto the mainland of the U.S., and it's about them preserving their culture. They're largely African, their African culture and old school ways that they've held on to because they've been largely isolated on this island. And now some of them are about to move on to the mainland of the U.S. So it's sort of this struggle between family members. So I guess we'll just, Micah, you want to start and give your opinion and we'll go around?
Yeah. This movie was never on my radar, right?
No, I didn't know much about it.
The only reason we're doing it is because someone who reviewed the show gave us a list of movies that we should check out.
Yeah.
And this was on the list. So, and I watched this and I enjoyed it. I got more out of it than I thought I would. It doesn't have a traditional narrative, so this won't be like a traditional point by point breakdown of what's going on, because the story consists of, like you said, this family, but each family, there are sections of the family that each have their own little subplots, and they play out in a different fashion than a normally told narrative. But
right.
I enjoyed it. I think if you want to learn, if you're studying film, you should watch it.
Right. The
average person, I don't know if the average person would be into it. I think we're I like to think
Terrence
that we're
is a very average guy.
I like to think that we are slightly above average.
Some of us.
We're not film students or anything, but we like movies, and I appreciate this movie.
Right.
I appreciate this movie.
Okay, that's fair. I think I'm in the same boat as you. I didn't know what to sort of make of it. I could tell right away in the first 5 minutes or so that it wasn't sort of a traditional narrative, point by point 3-act structure kind of film, which is fine. Although I do have problems with certain movies like that, like we talked about Car Wash in the past, which I was not a fan of for that very reason, just randomness. I need some level of structure, I guess. But in this movie, it did work. It was able to. They kind of were able to pull it off. I thought the story is interesting, and there are moments in the story where I was kind of like, oh, okay, this is where this comes from. This is where there are a couple moments of seeing this family in 1902 and then sort of extrapolating that out to what black families do now, which was kind of interesting. And I was like, aha, I see that. Then there was also the parts of the movie that I thought were just from stylistically, just beautifully shot scenes. Just like the scene on the beach where they're being photographed by this photographer that they've hired are just really these kind of stunning images. Especially because of how dark-skinned these characters are, while wearing these stark white, outfits and things like that on this beach. I just thought they were really tremendous shots. The acting is fine. It feels genuine. It doesn't really feel like acting. It just kind of feels almost documentary-like in a lot of ways. Except minus one or two characters. You're right. If you're a big fan of film, this is probably a movie you really should see.
It feels like a video essay.
Yeah, I would argue that's probably an accurate way of saying it. For average moviegoers, I don't know. It's an independent film in every aspect, and it's gotten a lot of accolades and things like that. over time. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it much more than I thought I would, like you said.
Yeah.
It's an interesting film. I would say that if I had to give it a score for, just as we talked offline, like the sort of Roger Ebert contained review of like reviewing it based on what it's trying to accomplish, I would say it's probably a 5 out of 5 because it accomplishes exactly what it's trying to put forth. It's a super interesting film. Like I actually really enjoyed it. I probably would watch it again because I feel like it's one of those movies where you get a little bit more out of it every time you watch it. So I dug it. Average moviegoer.
Opposite side of the spectrum here. I don't even know what the fuck happened in this movie. Like I really don't. It took me 3 days to watch it. First of all, I didn't know what it was. When you told me, well, like we're watching this movie, I'm like, I've never heard
when you don't show up to preview episodes, this is what happens.
Things happen. But I didn't know what it was. The movie started. It was like 5 minutes worth of credits, and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like from the very beginning, I'm like, God damn it. Uh-oh. And then once it started, it opened up, and I'm like, then I was like, how long is this movie? 2 hours. Fuck. Like you said that the acting felt natural. I didn't think so at all. It felt like acting to me. Like everybody felt like they were acting, like in like a stage type acting.
Okay.
And
I got that from certain characters.
I got it from the majority of the
especially
cast.
when characters are monologuing.
Yeah.
Like when they have the scene to themselves, they are
acting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I am acting now.
Like there were some beautiful shots, but the majority of it, I just like you're gonna have to run through this movie with me. I literally don't know what happened, and and it took me 3 days to finish it, and I did not like any of it.
We will hold your hand through this journey
because I was so confused. I'm like, I get what it was trying to do, but it did not accomplish its goal for me.
That's fair.
And I guess I'm an average moviegoer because sorry, like this has got a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm in the minority.
Literally.
Yeah.
In more ways than one.
It did nothing for me. Like there've been movies where I'm completely disinterested doing the show. This is one of the top 3. Like I just didn't get it. Just didn't do anything for me. Like I did fall asleep the first time, and it was like 9 o'clock at night. I'm like, I'm not even tired.
How was this compared to the Lost episode?
Ooh.
You remember that one?
Damn. That was just bizarre. Like
we'll never do that movie. We will never do that movie.
That one was just incredibly bizarre.
I do not understand the
hype.
No, there's two. There's two. There are
Which
two
one
Lost
are we
movies. All right, we'll just say it because I'm sure people will be like, "Oh, how did you not like it?" Which is why I kind of avoid saying it. One was Putney Swope, which no,
that's what I
that's the one I was thinking.
Yeah.
No, but then we did. What was the Melvin Van Peebles movie?
Sweetback.
Yeah, Sweetback.
Yeah,
nope.
Nah.
Nope. No. I don't think I'm high. I don't think I was high enough to appreciate that movie. And look, that's fair. Like I might just not have like gotten it. I don't know. And I like to think of myself as a pretty intelligent person. I was just like, I don't know what's going on. He's running again. Good. All right. He slept with that woman. He's running again. Like
that was a weird one. But yeah, Putney Swope.
Nah, man. We tried, dude.
We literally did the episode. We got like 45 minutes in. We're like, no.
Yeah.
No, we can't finish this.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
There was nothing to talk about.
But yeah, this one I don't even know what to score it.
That's
Because apparently it's a good movie, but I just don't think it is.
Well, I don't think everything is for everybody.
This is not for me.
Well, hopefully, as we go through this, I've selected some clips that I think will drive some interesting discussion.
I agree.
And I hope that you will at least gain some sort of appreciation for it. You still might not like it.
I'm not watching.
But you might be like, all right, I kind of get that. So
it only had an $800,000 budget, which is also pretty interesting.
I feel like
$800,000. Yeah, I thought you were gonna say like $800.
Well, they had to fly everybody to an island. Like that was it.
I guess it was.
That was $745,000. They're like, now put these dresses on and speak. That's it. No special effects.
Very interesting movie.
it opens up with some text on screen about, giving background about this culture. And it's pretty much the stuff that you said in the beginning.
Right.
It takes place on Ebo Landing on St. Simon's Island off the South Carolina, Georgia coast in 1902. And it follows the Pesant family as we see Yellow Mary Pesant.
I was like, God damn.
First of all, she ain't high yellow.
The other one,
that fake Whitley Gilbert girl, she was yellow.
Right, but it was interesting because
I thought they were talking to her the whole time.
it's like that's clearly Yellow Mary. She's right there.
She's sitting right next to the chick.
She's wearing yellow.
Yeah. So,
and her skin is canary yellow.
So they were talking to the dark skin chick?
Yeah, but I think the idea was if you look at her like just facial features and everything else, she had seemingly less African facial features, I thought. And that could be, rape over generations, like who knows. But she at least carried herself, I thought, in a way that she felt like she was kind of different from them. So maybe that's where she got the name.
It seemed like she felt like she was better.
Yeah, but then
like she was just being a bitch in the beginning. Well, not necessarily, but
I think it was her time, especially her time away from the island, changed her significantly.
yeah, she was.
I think uppity is the word that you're looking for.
Sedity.
Yeah, sedidified.
Sedity is one of my favorite old-timey words. Because only black people use that word.
Yeah. But her character is fleshed out a little later on.
Yeah.
So yeah, we see Yellow Mary and her lover Trula, whose real name is Trula, because she's not an actress.
Hey Trula, huh? That's me? All right, that's your character's name.
They meet their cousin Viola and photographer Mr. Sneed.
Who was that?
Mr. Sneed?
Yes. What else has he been in?
I don't know who he is.
I don't know. He looks like a great value Cedric Yarbo.
There it is.
There it is. Unsee it.
Cedric Yarborough without the
seen
googly
him
eyes.
in something else. Like I know I've seen that guy.
While you look that up, they arrive to the islands via canoe from the mainland. Mary and Viola are both from the mainland, and Viola is looking forward to her family crossing over. So the people from the mainland already are coming to the island to help the rest of the family cross over to the mainland.
Right. What's interesting is this idea of one of the big sort of juxtapositions of this whole movie is like, hey, we're from the mainland U.S. Like you need to come, be modernized and come to the U.S. But it's 1902. If anything, they should be coming from the mainland like, can we stay here? It's safe, and there's no white folks on this island because it's 1902 America. Holy shit, are you kidding me? Like, watching this movie in the modern era, I mean, this came out in 91, so still very much in the modern era. What a weird juxtaposition to think as an outsider to the film world, right? Or to the world that the film is in. You're just like, why would you want to go to the mainland U.S.? And then, especially to be in the 90s, and you're like, nigga, it was 1902. Definitely don't stay over there. You look happy. You got access to seafood. Like, everybody seems, fun and not being attacked. Like, you made it out. You made it out. Like, and it's kind of this sad thing of like, come get modernized. But, and they never show this because the movie ends before they actually get to the mainland U.S. Like, I would have liked to see what happens to them. Like, kind of one of those, like, weird things they do in, like, 80s movies. Like, and then 20 years later, this happened to Bob,
Yeah.
Like, I kind of would... I mean, they sort of do this thing where they're like, oh, this happened to this person. But it's more about the people who stayed on the island than the people who went. So, it's like, yeah, you got there. Now what? Oof. Like, it seems kind of rough
That's
to me.
North Carolina.
Right, and they were like, they were at least smart enough to go, we're going north. Like they didn't even say like, oh, just go to Georgia. Nope. Head north. Like, nah, son, forget that. So that part of the movie I thought was an interesting sort of juxtaposition.
Trula Hoosier is her name. That's fucking funny.
She did voice work in World of Warcraft. Side note.
Trula?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, the people who are from the mainland are looking forward to having their family come over to the mainland because it's the land of opportunity and education and wealth and, new beginnings and all that. The film is narrated by a character called the Unborn Child. She is the child of, I'll get more into that later.
Yeah, that's a pretty big part of the movie.
Yeah, the Unborn Child speaks of her great-great-grandmother, Nana Pazant, who sees her family as becoming fractured. Because half of them are in the mainland, and now they all, I'm better than you. Yeah, they all sedity.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah,
I mean,
she was one of the characters that I felt like was just overacting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
oh, see, I liked her character.
I liked her character. There's a couple. I mean, I even have a clip of one of the characters who was just acting her ass off. She was just like, all right.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Calm down.
No, I like this idea of. I mean, again, it's interesting to watch this movie now because like this idea of black families being fractured in this way is not that different than today, right? Like I can't speak for other communities, but like we really don't want our kids to like
go anywhere.
We
and
really
do
don't.
anything.
Like we don't. Like and it's
when
not,
you coming back.
right. And it's not even from an aspect of like I don't want you to be successful. Like it's not that. It's just like I need to keep you all right here. Because our families have been fractured, like, generationally because of slavery and things like that. They've been fractured so badly. Like, this idea of leaving is such a hard thing for black parents.
Yeah.
Because white parents are just like, you're 18, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Black parents are like, get the fuck out of here and move to that apartment 2 blocks away. Like they're not really trying to...
Yeah.
Look, I moved to the West Coast, and my mom damn near had a breakdown for the year I was gone. Like, this is a thing in our community. And I can't imagine what that would be like to be the sort of the matriarch of that family and then be like, yes, go into mainland United States. Fuck that. Better eat these shrimp and clams over here. Like, you better stay home. That's just fascinating.
My dad is, when I moved out, we things just kind of came to a head and it was like, all right, I'm gone. Right.
I'll kill you.
And the second I was gone, Dad would come over all the time. You know why? Because he was in a house full of women, and he doesn't know what the fuck to do with himself now.
Sorry, I drove you away, boy.
Right.
Come home,
Like,
cut the grass.
Like, get out, but at the same time, don't go.
And you didn't even move that far away.
I didn't even move that far away.
You weren't even 30 minutes away.
I was 15 minutes away.
Yeah.
Like, I was so close, he would do pop-ins. Like it's a goddamn sitcom.
Yeah, no.
No fucking Kramer. Hey.
Yeah. Like,
Come on.
hey, how you doing? You home? Like, you can call me. Yeah, you know what? I don't want to open that can of worms. Because there's a story with that, and it ended up with him not talking to me for a few months. So
Yeah, I know that story.
Did you not open the door?
the film shows shots of.
Were you busy doing something?
Hey, look.
Someone?
Hey, look. Fuck it. Literally. Like, come on, dog. You can't do that shit, man.
Nah.
You can't. Like,
No,
you
I don't
gotta
believe. I
call.
don't believe in
Yeah,
the.
yeah,
I don't
she
believe
might
in the popping.
No,
I don't
this
believe
ain't a
in
fucking TV show. You better call me.
Call or text.
Right.
That's it.
And if I don't respond to that text, don't come.
Yeah, I might be dead. You'll find me in a week. It's fine. It's fine.
We get some shots of what it's like to live in this culture on this island, and I don't know if it's because it's 1902. I don't know if it's because they just kind of live in this place that doesn't have all technology.
It's like stuck in time.
Yeah, and it's very odd is not the right word, but I guess different.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting is we're often told that, you know, by like mainstream American culture, that, you know, black people's culture or African Americans' culture is one of violence and of aggression and things like that. Okay, here's a perfect example of people living there without the influence of all the redlining and racism. Well, not that they didn't deal with racism, but because they're descendants of slaves, but like daily racism and all this other shit. These are people living on their own.
Yeah, they're not savages.
Yeah, they're not wearing loincloths
and
and
chucking
like
spears. And
right, like they're like country folks.
Yeah.
That's all they are. Like they're like rural country folks. Like, and they still have a level of respect to themselves. They're not, you know, they're not like running around like apes or anything like that. So like this idea, but like there's a weird mentality, especially of white Americans, like left to their own devices, Africans would just be like swinging in the trees waiting for Tarzan to show up. Like, no, dude,
Right.
they wouldn't. Like they would modernize in the same rate and ways of any other culture.
Right.
And that's exactly what's happening here, which is actually a really fascinating look. I thought that's one of the things I really liked about it.
We cut back to the canoe where Sneed is explaining how a kaleidoscope works.
He was an interesting character too. I liked him.
I didn't mind him. I felt that he was the audience surrogate in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And
But Black Dynamite.
and now he looks like fucking Cedric.
But Black Dynamite, I sell drugs to the community.
But Black Dynamite, I always take photographs of the gully.
Well, being at that as a man.
Viola,
I can't unsee that. When I turned the movie on, I was like, holy shit.
Viola recalls memories of her uncle and of her uncle, and Mary. Viola tells the group of how her uncle told stories of how they kept fresh Africans on a secret island just before the Civil War. And Sneed is like, excuse me, actually.
Well, actually, as he pushed his glasses up.
Actually,
Yes,
the
Cedric.
government banned transportation of African slaves 50 years before the war. And Viola was like, nigga, not where we from.
Yeah.
You better get the fuck out of my face.
Who you believing on that one?
Right. Right.
I don't believe the U.S. government on that shit at all. Get out of here. They banned it. Oh, that's good. They were fighting a war to keep slaves. You think they had some on the fucking like disabled list?
Right.
Like, get out of here.
I got
dude.
some on the back burner,
Yeah.
up on deck.
Yeah. Oh, look, we got a fresh crew. Oh shit, we won the war. Bring them on in. We lost. Let them stay. It's fine.
We cut to Iona Pesant reciting a love letter written to her by her secret lover, Saint Julian Lashchild. If you didn't know, that guy is a Native American.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because
The
his
one
name
non-black person in this movie.
Yeah.
Although he kind of looked maybe black and Native American. I couldn't.
Nah, he looked.
He looked Native American.
Just
to me.
straight up to you?
Yeah, he looked like
He didn't look like
he was-
what's the character from fucking Eve's Bayou? Oh god damn it! I can't remember the actor's name. He had like long hair, and he was supposed to be like part.
Oh, the black guy who was part Native American.
Yeah.
No, that nigga had a wig on. This is a real Native American.
What's his name? Something Vance. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
So
Anyway.
Saint Julian Lashchild is not leaving the island, and he doesn't want Iona to leave either. We cut to Eli as he speaks with Nana, explaining to her that just because they're leaving the island doesn't mean that they don't care about her and they'll still visit. Eli. So Nana is the matriarch, the great-great-grandmother of this family.
Big mama, if you will.
Yes, the big mama.
Don't care for that term. But anyway,
And I believe Eli is her grandson.
I think so.
Yeah. So
There's a lot of lines that like you sort of kind of they don't really say like this is my like they don't do that thing in movies.
Yeah.
This is my grandson Bill and my granddaughter Susan. Like
Right.
okay. Tell me more.
in this first clip, Nana Pesant lays down some wisdom and lets us in on a subplot involving Eli and his wife Ula or Eula.
I visit with old Bazette every day since the day him die. It's up to the living to keep in touch with the dead, Eli. Man's power don't end with death. We just move on to another place. A place where we go and watch over our living family. Respect your elders. Respect your family. Respect your ancestors. You don't worry that baby you're carrying ain't John, 'cause she get forced. You won't have no baby that was sent to you. The ancestor and the wound, they the same. Those in this grave, like those what across the sea, they with us. They all the same. The ancestor and the wound. Call on your ancestors, Eli. Let them guide. You need their squint. Eli, I need for you to make the family strong again, like we used to be.
How can you understand me and the way I feel? This happened to my wife. My wife! I don't feel like she mine no more. When I look at her, I feel I don't even want her no more.
You can't give back what you never owned. You'll never belong to you. She marry you.
Why didn't you protect us, Nana? Someone put the fix on me? Was it the ganja? Or bad luck? Or were the old soul too deep in the grave to give a damn about my wife and some stranger was riding her? When we was children, we really believed you could work the good out of evil. We believe in the newsprint on the wall, your tree of glass jars and bottles, the rice you carry in your pockets. We believe in the frizzle-haired chicken, the coins, the roots, and the flowers. We believe they will protect us. And wherever lead teen, we honor love. I ain't been scared of nothing. And no one. 'Cause I knew my great-grandmother have it all in her pocket.
Eli.
Or could walk it up.
Never forget who we is and how far we done come.
I had to leave here. I don't have no other choice.
We find out that, well, one, the advice is pretty much like, don't forget where you come from, right? And
Yeah, okay, but my wife was raped.
right, and she's like, oh well, don't worry about that. Like, it was very odd because I can understand why Eli is upset, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But
Look, this island ain't that big.
right,
Who do I need to murder?
right. Eli's wife Ula is raped by a white man, and he's afraid that the child's not his.
Yeah, okay. So, one, this idea of just like, don't worry about it.
No.
Yeah, no, but at the same time, like, I understand where the mentality comes from because they say later on, Yellow Mary says, like, basically black women are raped, like, it's all the time. Like, it's just not, that is just not a thing that is uncommon, which is one of the saddest things I've ever heard.
And what's really sad is that mentality is not the exact same mentality of, don't worry about who did it, but the mentality of it happened, so let's just play it out.
Yeah. Look, man, I, I can't give any opinion on what I think other people should do in situations like that. I honestly don't know what I would do. Like, I just don't. I mean, well, I would try to murder the person who raped my wife. That I can say 100%.
Yeah.
Like, that part, I mean, come on, please.
Like, look, it can't be that many white people on this island.
Guess what? There won't be any. We're going on a journey. It's called the Purge. But like,
there's no question.
No, I would find and murder every white man on that island until there was none. Like, I'm sorry, that island can't be that big.
Could there possibly be 5, 2?
I feel like me and my boys can handle it. Look, it's an island. Ain't nobody coming for you. Ain't nobody coming looking for you. Sorry, Jared, you didn't make it. I tripped
in the first place.
Yeah, it's a black island.
Fuck out of here. I hunted someone down and stole an iPod from my sister once.
Yeah, right. And that's really not that serious.
That's an iPod.
Right.
Yeah. Like, you gotta die.
Yeah, you gotta go, man. That is
Seriously injured.
That's a wrap for you, dude. It's a wrap. But yeah, this idea of rape being such a commonality to black women at that time by white men is really it's tragic to a level that I cannot imagine, and then so bad that everyone's just like, what? Well, it happens to everybody. And then also to judge them for like not being pure women at the same time is really just gross.
Yeah.
Although that's kind of an aspect that some people have today.
Yeah.
Which is fucking
which is
weird.
why I think this movie is good.
Yeah.
Because it talks about these things that obviously happened, but they continue to happen, and that's the disturbing thing.
Yeah. This is 1902, and we really should be past these kind of things.
Right. It was 1902. The film was done in 1991. It's 2017. There are aspects of this that are still relevant.
Yeah, exactly.
Eli is also torn between staying on the island and crossing over to the mainland, because he kind of understands the whole, don't forget where you came from, and part of him is a little scared.
Understandable.
Nana implores Eli to call upon his ancestors and let them guide him, because where they're going isn't the land of milk and honey. And she tasks him...
1902 America? I'd say not.
And she tasks him with keeping the family together and celebrating their ways. It's a lot to put on somebody.
I'm like, I don't want that fucking responsibility. Get out of my face.
Yeah, make sure nothing bad happens in racist, bigoted America to black families. Okay? Jesus, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to do that.
Eli takes his frustrations out on a tree with a bunch of bottles on it. And we find out that that's part of Nana's ritual, that each one of those bottles represents an ancestor, and they're placed on that tree, and he's just like, what the fuck? Like, no, like, I'm not gonna be talking to a bunch of fucking bottles. Like, I'm not Black Panther. I don't have the guide of all the previous Black Panthers to help me out.
Like, it's just bottles on
like
trees.
these are just a bunch of Sprite bottles, lady. Get the fuck out of here.
And they're not even Sprite bottles, because those are on the mainland. I can't even have a Sprite. I'm upset. Yeah, but it's also interesting. Like, destroying those bottles is also like there's a big point in this movie about whether or not you sort of. I'm gonna put this in terms of like politics a little bit, but sort of this struggle between sort of like ultimate liberalism versus ultimate conservatism, right? Which is, and not from a like Ronald Reagan and like JFK kind of thing, but like from the perspective of like moving progress for progress sake, on the liberalism side, and then conservatism, like stay where you are, never change, these are our things. Like there's that struggle the whole time, and like destroying those bottles is kind of his way in a big way to be like, fuck the past, what has the past gotten me except for my wife being raped?
Right.
Like the future, I don't know what necessarily the future would be, but I suppose he thinks it's this more modern world where, these kind of things don't happen to your wife. But he doesn't know that in mainland U.S., that is still very common. Actually, it's probably far worse.
Right. A little later, Eli confronts, is it Ula or Eula?
I think it's Ula.
Ula about the rape, and Ula doesn't feel that anything good will come of him knowing who the rapist was. She's afraid that he's going to go out and kill this dude, and then they in turn will kill him
and maybe kill his whole family. I mean, who knows? He's
Yeah.
a black man.
Yeah.
Like, never during that time did white people go, "Hey, we'll just deal with one black person." No, we'll make everyone related to you pay. I saw the documentary Rosewood, and that's what happened. So, it's crazy.
We're briefly introduced to Hagar, the mayor of Metro City. A woman who married into the family, who can't wait to leave and assimilate into American culture.
She is, dude. She can already see the fucking New York City, dude.
She's like
done.
She looks like if Janelle Monáe had like a Bizarro clone. Like she's just
like real
very-
Bizarro.
Yeah, like
Real Bizarro. How dare you? How dare you?
oh, it's the high hair. of
Okay.
Mr. Janelle
Okay.
Monáe with the
That is
pompadour.
literally it. That's.
Oh
that.
yeah.
Okay. Because there's no other similarities besides they're both women and they're both black. That's it.
Right.
Can she dance?
Maybe.
I mean, probably. What else you got to do on this island?
Yeah, probably.
Eat, fuck. Ain't no TV. That's what you gonna do. You gotta dance.
Ain't no TV in the mainland U.S. at that point.
Oh yeah.
They ain't got no.
Ain't no radio.
No.
Yeah, ain't shit to do.
I feel like this is what I imagine it's like when you and your wife go to see her family in Florida. there is nothing to do down there.
Nothing to do but go to the beach and get sunburned.
Just go to the beach, get some. Hey, look, that's why I'm wearing long sleeves because I'm peeling right now, and I don't need everybody to see all that. It's not nice.
Good, thank you.
So, but yeah, ain't nothing to do out in Florida. Not in that part of Florida.
No, because you guys are in like just outside of.
We're in Central Florida,
Yeah.
outside of Daytona. They trying to make it come up, but what the fuck is there to do in Daytona besides the 500?
You're right, exactly.
And like spring break.
No, they don't do spring break there anymore.
I don't do anything. I don't
Play putt-putt
Everyone knows
golf.
that I don't fuck with Florida. Florida sucks. You got sunburn.
Yeah,
Black
I
people are
did.
supposed to fucking get sunburn. Yeah.
I told it to
Yeah.
a coworker of mine.
I've been sunburned before once. I was not in Florida, incidentally, but I also spent 5 hours on the beach.
Were you in Greece?
No, I was in Delaware.
Rehoboth?
place
Yeah, I was in Rehoboth. Yeah.
Yeah, Rehoboth Beach sucks.
No, I didn't. We went to like the nice part of Rehoboth.
Is there a nice place?
Yeah, it is. It's like full of lesbians, weirdly.
Only time I've been to Delaware is
Lesbians and their like adopted children. It's actually really nice.
Is Delaware dry on Sundays? Like, does everything close at like 4:30 on Sundays in Delaware?
Probably.
I remember that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Not where we were.
Okay.
I feel like the lesbians like to drink. Like they get down. They don't.
Delaware closes at 6 o'clock every day. Like the whole state.
It's just
Oh,
like,
well then,
No
yeah.
one does anything after like 6.
That's what this island is. This is just Delaware at 7:30 on a Wednesday.
Delaware's a fucking weird state, man.
So,
It kind of is.
Yeah, it's very fucking strange.
so Viola, Sneed, Mary, and Trula make it to the island. The rest of the family aren't exactly thrilled to see Yellow Mary.
I believe one character calls her a heifer within 3 seconds of seeing her. Like, God damn. I was like, I see certain terms have made it all the way to the island.
Viola, who has become a devout Christian on the mainland, is seen preaching to children, while Mary is seen visiting Nana.
Did you find that interesting? I did. So again, you've got Nana who is going by these like old world sort of African religion. I don't know specifically what her religion is, but it's clearly some sort of old world African religion with like dried
Whatever
roots and
Brother
shit.
Voodoo's religion is.
Yeah,
That's what
Fucking, I don't know. All of it's nonsense. But it is rooted in African culture where Viola is like, I didn't see the light of white Jesus, and like she is pushing it so hard, and it's kind of cool to see black people like, nah, bro, I'm not into that. Like they're not.
It's like a missionary.
Yeah, she
Comes
really
back
was.
to the island and like, hey, let me teach you about white Jesus. I'm like,
Do you have any time for the Lord? No. And he's like,
I'd like to talk to you about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I'm like, who the fuck is that? I don't know that. I don't know him.
Ain't no white Jesus ever did nothing to me. Like, but it is kind of interesting considering how devout black people are in America to Christianity, and I cannot say this enough. We wouldn't be if it wasn't for slavery. Like, it's just a fact. It's just a fact, and it's kind of cool to see black people push back and be like,
Old Island, who this?
yeah, right. Like, nah, bro. Like,
What are you talking about? No, we don't need any of that.
yeah, like,
Get out.
yeah. I just thought that was kind of an interesting perspective, and it's just I don't feel like it's ever talked. I don't think it's talked about enough. Like, look, you believe what you want to believe, but like, you shouldn't be ignorant to the history in which you believe it. Like, just a fact. Like, it's we would have found Christianity anyway. Would we have? Because there was a couple moments where there's a couple characters praying. That shit seemed pretty Islamic to me. Like, because of where they were in the world. Like, I didn't see a fucking synagogue or a Jehovah's Witness hall or a Christian church or a mosque anywhere. But there was some Arabic said in this movie. I'm just saying. I found that to be curious. Just know your shit, man.
The men are seen on the beach in groups as Sneed continues. Sneed is a very weird name. As Sneed continues photographing them, he mentions to the men that the family, the men in the family, that he notices that they stick to the old ways, and the way it was delivered was kind of, so I see you guys are still with this whole walking around in bare feet and
Africanized,
putting sheets on you as dresses, and I mean this is called a 3-piece.
Get with it.
You might want to invest.
This is a kaleidoscope.
And I don't think he meant anything by it. I think he's just as ignorant to their culture as they are to American culture.
I mean, I think that is absolutely correct. And his sort of arc of sorts is interesting, right?
Because he grows an appreciation for the things that happen on this island.
Right. And you mentioned earlier that you saw Sneed as sort of the audience in the film, and I agree with you. I also not that he kind of started off with kind of like savages, kind of like sort of like, oh, this is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But like for me, I obviously didn't come off like that because that would be profoundly ignorant. But I did grow to have an affection for their respect for these old ways.
Yeah.
I think the religious part is fucking bananas, but I think the new age stuff is bananas, but the meat of their culture I thought was awesome. This idea of their way of dealing with food and how that was a center around the way they came together and stuff like that. That is is directly aligned between 1902 African American culture or African culture, because I wouldn't even call this African American culture at all. African small island off of America culture. That there's a direct through line from that all the way to what we are today. Which is incredibly fascinating. So that plate of food they had, I was like, that shit looks mad similar to. I was like, oh shit, son, they got shrimp, clams. I mean, it's basically Southern American culture.
And it goes to your point earlier when you said that there's a mentality that people from other countries wouldn't come to certain conclusions and resolutions like that. Guess what? A family sitting around for a big feast, like that's called Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
and
they figured it out.
Like it's not.
Well, there's something.
Like, food is universal though.
Right.
Like it's just universal. Like I don't think it matters what culture you're in. Like you bring a bunch of food to something, people gonna sit down and eat and talk and do whatever. Even if it's unseasoned white food. I mean, it happens. Like
put salt on both sides of the chicken. That's all we ask. That's all we ask.
Okay.
Like,
right.
Stop it.
Quite literally, just come on. No.
Are you guys?
Hey, white people, you know why you like McDonald's French fries? Is because they're coated in salt.
Yeah, they're delicious. It's true. It's the blackest food you eat. It's McDonald's fries. You're welcome. Everywhere else in the world, everyone uses seasoning like a son of a bitch. Like
maybe like what's that place? Ireland.
I was saying besides Europe. Like I was just in South America. They use seasoning like a motherfucker. I'm like
it's too much.
Like, goddamn, slow down. They were just like, we put it on this. They had season I never even heard of. I was like, I've been on Earth my entire life. Never heard of this.
Fuck, it's pult. It's pepper and salt. Like, oh, okay. Hey, I've never heard of it.
Did you just make that
Just
up?
made it up.
That's fucking dumb. You're an idiot. What is pult? What is this? No, but like this idea of like, especially African culture, like this idea of food being such a main line. I mean, but you can see it in Italian culture. Yeah. It's fucking everywhere. But yeah, this whole idea of like, these people wouldn't live like us. Yes, they would. Left to their own devices, they would develop in the exact same ways as any other culture around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would.
And certain
human evolution
aspects of black culture were burned to the ground because we did such a great job of that.
That is also correct.
Like Wall Street, Tulsa.
Yeah.
That happened, guys. 23, I believe. 1923.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. They burned a whole fucking town down.
Because we were doing well. Not because we were fucking with anybody else. Like, these niggas
are doing really good.
Like, this is
fuck that. Let's burn it to the ground.
And then cut to modern times. Black people don't do anything with money. Look at them. Like, well, we could have actually built a lot of wealth from that, but
you didn't want us to. So
right.
Fuck.
They were the original crabs in a barrel.
Yeah, white people. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Is there a movie about Black Wall Street? Actually, I would like to do something about that. That would be interesting.
There's a bunch of documentaries.
Well, yeah, I know. I mean, like
but
a
I don't
narrative
know if
film.
there should be a movie about it. Rosewood. Basically the same goddamn thing.
Starring Idris Elba, who's a black banker. Go ahead. I'd see that movie.
There is an extended conversation between Ula, and Mary. And it illustrates the dichotomy of the personalities, not just of the two women, but of the people, the cultures. You see it, you see it throughout the movie, but hearing them interact with one another,
right?
It's in your face. And like Mary refers to Eula as a backwater Geechee.
Yeah, I was like,
and this is the scene where she's like,
damn, Sarge.
This is the scene where she's like, yeah, rape just happens all over the place here. Yeah, nah, fuck that. Like, I'm all right where I was. Mary asks Eula if
this the conversation where she talks about her experience? Yellow Mary talks about her experience with that white family.
Yes.
Okay. So I wasn't sure about what her conclusion to that story was, so I'm interested to hear your thoughts on it. Yellow Mary talks about how she was pregnant, had a kid, but the kid was a stillborn, right? And so she obviously was still producing milk, so she was hired by this white family, and she breastfed their child and took care of their other kids. And then she was like, okay, I'm kind of done with this job. tired of taking care of these white children and literally being a mother to them, and I want to leave. And they wouldn't let her leave.
They wouldn't let her leave they wouldn't let her leave while she was
Still breastfeeding.
able to nurse. But once Mary's body kind of corrected itself, they were like, all right, well, we don't need you anymore.
Oh, okay.
That's what I got from that.
Okay, because I thought she had said, and this is why I wasn't sure. I thought she had said
she wanted to leave while she was producing breast milk because she had the money that she needed or whatever.
Right.
And they were like, no.
Right. No, I got that, but she makes a comment. Maybe I misunderstood it, but I thought she said once I fixed my body.
Yeah.
I thought she meant like, gave herself a mastectomy or like something like that.
She said.
So I wasn't quite sure.
She said once I fixed the titty.
Yeah. So I wasn't sure if she had done it herself or was it just her body correct. I just didn't. I wasn't sure.
Yeah. The
I
thing
hope
I got.
it's not what I thought.
The thing I got from that was this family kept her and under the guise of, oh yeah, we're just going to help you out.
Right.
But once Mary got the help she needed, whether she fixed herself or whether I don't know all that shit works.
Yeah.
Then
we don't have breasts.
We don't have tits. And then the family was like, "You did what? Oh well, fuck you then."
Yeah.
We don't need you.
Yeah, we don't need you. And like this idea, like okay, this is in 1902, but like this went on for decades.
Yes.
Like for decades. Like I really don't think. I think black people, for the most part, at least have an understanding on the periphery of shit like that. Some people obviously know, a lot more of the detail of it, but I don't think white Americans realize that that type of shit happened for decades after slavery.
Yeah.
It's like, oh well, slavery ended. Then, it was like a little rough for black people. And then like the 80s happened and then it was cool. And like Eddie Murphy was popular. Like honestly, I think some people really believe like that. Oh, they were farmers and then, they got their shit together and there was Black Wall Street and that was fine and nothing ever happened with that. And they had tons of money and then gangster rap started and then black people just like went downhill. But like this idea, look, I'm telling you, dude. Like, people are profoundly ignorant. Like, the more you talk to people, you're just like, how do you fucking believe that shit? Oh, slavery happened 900 years ago. I'm like, no, it didn't. In the words of Louis C.K., it was 150 years ago. That's two 75-year-old women living and dying back to back. It's not that long ago, dude. It's just not that fucking long ago. Get out of here. But this idea of, like, black women literally taking care of, not just watching, but breastfeeding white children. And then to say, like, we're not good enough to be in the same schools as you. We're not good enough to vote. We're not good enough to be president. We're not good enough to run businesses and things like that. We literally gave your children life, like, as black people.
Yeah, like, they
That's
know your
unreal.
children more than you know them.
Right. That is unreal. Also,
But we're stupid.
Right. But, like, also, what is the fucking mental disconnect of a person that's like, yes, I don't feel like having to deal with, like, the baby that came out of me, so why don't you breastfeed the child? Not, here's a bottle and, like, you do it because I'm rich and I'm busy. Like, no, literally use your titty to, like, that is the mental disconnect to me. That is unreal. It's unreal. I understand, like, okay, you got a baby who was abandoned or something. Okay, like, that's different, but no, man, that's some like hand that rocks the cradle shit. I'm a breastfeed your child. Like, that's crazy, man. Yeah, but like the most intimate things like that were acceptable. But then, hey, I don't want your kid going to school with my kid. Fuck you. Like, that's dude. I cannot stress this enough. White people really have the potential to not be shit a lot of the time, dude. Like, you really do, man. And that's not, I'm not talking about like the modern white person like, hey, I like.
You're not?
No, in this particular instant.
I mean, they have the potential.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Not saying they are.
Yeah, but like, as a people.
You got a lot of kinetic energy
Yeah,
built
like,
up.
I mean, come on, man. Like, so when people say, it's not that bad, like, dude, don't talk to me about that shit, man. Like, that is a thing that happened in the modern era, dude. In the modern era. Like, not just sweeping up your house, like, literally breastfeeding your children. It's amazing.
In the 20th century.
In the 20th century.
60 years ago, 70 years ago, we were still doing that. Black women were still doing that shit.
Yeah.
Under the guise of, you're taking care of us, we'll take care of you. Like, no, you're pretty much modern slaves.
Yeah.
Peonage, all that other good shit. Oh, you did a crime that you really didn't do? You can work for us for 14 years, and then you can leave.
Right.
Thanks.
Get no money.
It's not slavery, it's indentured servitude.
Right.
Did you get it?
That's better.
You know the Irish. The Irish are slaves, right? Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Just shut up.
We see a quick scene of St. Julian Lashchild visiting Iona. I just really love saying
that name is great.
St. Julian Lashchild.
It's the young blood priest of this island. It's a great name.
Julian Lashchild.
I assume that
American enough.
I assume Terrence will change his Twitter name to say there's just Lashchild.
That's ridiculous.
This next clip.
It's the best rapper name of all time.
This next
young
clip
Lashchild
is this next clip is Hagar, Viola, and some of the other ladies talking about Nana Pazant.
I don't know why Nana Pazan won't come sit herself down over here near where we can watch over her. Snakes off in that high grass.
All people think they have all the answer, you know. Carrying around that can. I don't think I ever see her without it.
You ought to save this one for Eula. How about as strange as Nana Pazan? Sometimes I think that old woman ain't got her right mind. Hagar Pazant, you laughing at an old woman. And just like Eula, you married into this family. But she's our grandmother. Ain't nothing wrong or harmful in that tin can she carries. Just some old
Scraps of memories.
Now I'll be the first to admit that Nana is carrying a lot of luggage. And she needs to put her soul in the hands of the Lord. But she built her life around this family. She's old and she's frightened. What does Nana know about the world outside? Nothing. Nana was never educated. All she knows are simple things. Things people told her a long time ago.
That's why I say, Nana Pazant need to pack her things like the rest of we and come long. She don't need to stay here like she's somebody who ain't got no people.
I might not have been born into this family, but I'm here now. And I say let Nana Pazan stay behind. That's what she wants. We're moving into a new day. She too much a part of the past.
Don't let Daddy Mac hear your mouth.
I'm a fully grown woman, and I don't have to mind what I say. I done born 5 children into the world and put 2 in the ground alongside they daddy. I'd worked all of my life and ain't got nothing to show for. And if I can't say what's on my mind, then damn everybody to hell. Mind now, the Lord is a-listening. I'm an educated person, and I'm tired of those old stories. Watching her make those root potions. Who do she be talking? Washing up in the river with her clothes on, just like those old saltwater folks used to do. My children ain't gonna be like those old Africans, fresh off the boat. My God, I still remember.
And look at that old crazy Bilal.
Bilal Muhammad is a heathen, but he does strange things just like Nana.
Hush! She's our grandmother. Those old people, they pray to the sun, they pray to the moon, sometimes just to a big star. They ain't got no religion in them. No. This is a new world we're moving into. And I want my daughters to grow up to be decent somebodies. I don't even want my girls to have to hear about all that mess. I'll lock horns with anybody and anything that tries to hold me back. Now, I say, if Nana Pazan wants to live and die on Igbo landing, then God bless her old soul.
Later, Eli is seen play fighting with his cousin.
Okay, this is weird.
This is very weird because he kind of like jumps out of the shadows and piggybacks this dude and puts him in a chokehold and starts fucking judo chopping him like, get down, get down, get down.
Funny guys.
Guys, I don't think I like this.
And then the cousin gets the upper hand, and then Eli does this very weird tap out where he's like playing rock paper scissors tap out.
Yeah,
it's like what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that was weird. But then what was also quite strange is they did the fucking Planet of the Apes move, it's cool, like they're like everything's like all right, we're fine, like the rubbing thing. I was like, okay, and it's interesting because I looked it up. I was like, is Planet of the Apes trying to like, is that some African shit? Because that seems racist. Like I'm not okay with that. You're not associating us with apes. But apparently no, it is like a sign language thing. So just like it's a real basic language thing. But I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So.
The cousin asks about a new person in town with a black woman. The woman is claiming to be from a newspaper. I got a newspaper. Cousin.
This is the Afro.
The cousin also asks Eli if he wants to work with the anti-lynching laws alongside him. Eli says maybe, but, he still is planning on leaving with the rest of the family. The family is about to eat a feast prepared by the ladies, and the feast has just all the good shit, right? Like they got chicken, and you see the cooked chicken with the feet still on it. Like
no, they ain't fucking around.
Yeah, they ain't messing around, man.
They had chicken,
they had prawns. I'm like, whoa, I ain't seen prawns that big since ever.
Yeah. The fact that you're even calling them prawns shows how big they are, right? Yeah, they had like shrimp.
Okra.
They had
shrimp. Sorry, prawns are shrimp for scrimp.
Scrimps, yeah.
Hey, don't do that.
Let's not pretend that's not how we say it.
That's not how I say it.
Yeah, well, you're from New York, not down here, buddy.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that was my New York impression. B. Right? Is that?
Were you dead ass serious with that impression?
Yes, I had my Timbs on at the same time. God damn it.
Yeah, I love seafood.
Yeah,
I would have got down in this motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Yo,
I didn't see a lot of seasoning though. I was kind of disappointed.
Thanksgiving meal on the beach?
Yeah, that's pretty
I
good.
don't give a fuck where you are. I'll go to that.
Yeah. Yeah, clam, shrimp, chicken, freshly plucked chickens. Now, I noticed that these black people eat a lot healthier than the people from Soul Food. Got like 2 deep fried catfish and whatever fucking else they eat.
You live on the island, man. You can't help but eat healthy.
Yeah.
That's all you got.
I don't have a deep fryer in the back.
We should have stayed on the island, man. This is like Lost, man. We fucked up once we got to the mainland.
While everybody's preparing to eat, Eli is off on his own. We see that the torment of him not knowing who the father of the unborn child is really starting to affect him physically. Like he's kind of hamming it up. Like, you're tearing me apart, Lisa. like that kind of hamming it up.
Yeah, it was. I
mean, I get it.
Yeah, I get it.
I get it.
But yeah, it was a little over the top.
Yeah. This next clip is Nana speaking on the importance of keeping family ties.
And recollect how we live in a time before freedom come, in the old days. They didn't keep good record of our birth, our death, in the selling of the slave back then. A male child might get took from a mother and sold at birth. Then year later, this same person might have to mate with his own mother or sister if they was brought back together again. So it was important for the slave themselves to keep the family toys, just like the African griot, who would hold these records in his head. The old souls in each family could recollect all the birth, death, marriage, and sale. Those 18th century Africans, the watchers, the keepers, the ancestors.
So this has been told to me by family before, because I don't go to
this
my
is fucked up.
I don't go to my family reunions because they're never anywhere where I want to be. And
Where are they?
well, I kind of wanted to go to the Chicago one, but I was going out of the country then. So Paris, Chicago. I mean, can you blame me? Right?
No.
The next
And-
one is going to be in Seattle next year.
Oh, Seattle's a nice city.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
What do you do?
There's a lot of good seafood there.
Is it?
They got Fisherman's Wharf.
Yeah, man. It's a nice city. You should actually go.
No.
I don't really give a fuck if you go or not. I'm not a part of your family that you clearly hate.
My family doesn't do shit like that.
No,
In
mine
different
either.
states. What the fuck kind of shit is that?
Yeah,
Mike is from a
2
rich
years,
black family.
Clearly.
every 2
They
years.
saved all their money on the island, apparently. My family all lives here. Our reunion is a cookout at my mom's house.
Right. I'm like, how do you not go to your mother's? They're like, oh, it was in fucking Chicago. What?
Well, no, it's it's the mother's side it's my father's mother's side of the family
They
that
have
do
the-
this,
They have
And they're
the,
rich.
and they
Do
do
they do up the
kiss my bumper.
Oh, all right. They got all that. They got all that money.
rich?
They host a family reunion every 2 years in a city that somebody lives in. Like that's
Like
that's the
Honolulu,
gimmick.
like Honolulu, some fucking place.
Oh man, I really wish.
So
no,
do you have
like
shirts made up?
Breckenridge, Colorado.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that was probably the last one I went to.
I'll
And my sister was in diapers.
I'll see you guys in 2 years at one, and it is not in a place that sucks.
Do they get the shirts made and everything?
Yeah, they get shirts and all that crap. They play Family Feud and all that. They well, from what I hear, I haven't been. So.
Yeah, been since 1989.
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. But that was told to me by the matriarch of that side of the family.
The whole like you got
Like, oh, you got to go to your family reunion because you got to know who your cousins are because
So
you
just
know.
in case you may have sex with
What if
somebody.
one day you meet? What if one day you meet a girl and she ends up being your cousin?
Yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah. Can you imagine, like, you and your wife, you're like, oh, everything's great. Like, when you're dating, you're like, oh, this is great. It's the love of my life and everything else. You're like, I got to go out of town. Oh, so do I. All right, cool. Like, I'll see you in a couple weeks. And you show up, you're like, the fuck are you doing here?
Yo.
That would be fucked up. But then I'd be like, how related are we? Like, I need to know.
How diluted is this gene pool?
Right, like by marriage, because it's by marriage, we're good. Like no, that's Uncle. That's like Uncle Leroy's like daughter. Nah, can't do it. Can't win with it. Nah.
That has to happen all the time.
I think it probably or the fucking creepy dudes who are going to family reunions like, damn girl, you fine? Like nigga, that's your cousin. Calm down. There's always an uncle like that.
Do you go to family reunions? How'd you know your fine ass sister was your sister?
Yeah, dude, she is kind of fine. Man. She ain't my sister. I'm just saying. Go ahead, Terrence. Terrence beats the shit out of us in this little ass studio.
She found me on Facebook.
Oh, there you go.
What's her name again?
Fuck you. That's her name.
That's not coming up.
But yeah, she found me on Facebook. And like the first thing I saw was a picture. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, who the fuck is this? And I'm like, oh, that's my sister. Well, never mind. It was fucked up.
Let me go and slide in these. Oh, not in these DMs. Nope.
That wasn't a thing back in 09.
Well, there you go. So Facebook, because of Facebook, I don't need family reunions.
Is that your excuse?
That's my excuse.
That's funny. I mean, it is sort of a fucked up thing. I don't have to worry about that. It would be a really far-fetched scenario that my wife would be related to me. But like, how the fuck did we get here? But incidentally, this is kind of weird. So Mike and I have known each other since we were 14, right? And I have I have a stepbrother who's been on a couple episodes, Rodney, and they're related, and they didn't know it because of a fucking family reunion.
Wait, what?
Yes. Yeah, they're actually related.
We're like fourth, fifth, sixth cousins, but we're related.
Yeah, weird. That's fucking strange.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
So they can never, just so that they don't sleep together. Like now they know. Right? So you just get that out of the way. Whew, bullet touch. So, yeah, it's just kind of a straight. Like the world is very small.
But I find it interesting that this culture is, adamant about you needing to know who your family is because of the fucked up shit that happened to us.
Yeah, I'm sure that happened quite often, actually.
Yeah. Where
sleeping with your sister or something like that.
Yeah, and that's horrifying. But that's something that permeates throughout the culture to this very day.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's been to, like, do white people even have family reunions?
I don't know.
I never, like, in all my years of watching
I've never heard a white person
I've never heard of a white family reunion.
I'm gonna Google
it's the Featherstone family reunion. Like, what? It's the waspiest name I could think of.
That's funny because we both know somebody whose last name is that, and they're black.
Right?
Really? Yeah. I'm gonna Google this. Do white people
have family reunions?
Have culture? Have melanin? Are the first two? It's funny. Do white people have family reunions?
And no.
Yeah.
Can we get a hat trick?
Why don't white people have family reunions? TMZ.com. Do white people have family reunions? 35 questions white people have for white people. Do white people have family reunions? CeeLo Green asks, why don't white people have family reunions? I don't think white people have family reunions.
I don't think they do either. Because they don't need to.
Yeah. See, that's another part of your white privilege. That you don't have to be surrounded by the people in your family that you hate.
Yeah.
I hate you, Mom, and then you just fucking bounce.
Right. You people know when you're fucking your cousins. Ugh. We don't get that opportunity.
Right. And you do it anyway. That's fucked up. No, I don't think they do. I don't.
I'm looking. I put in white family reunion, and all it shows is the white family.
Right. A bunch of black people whose last name is White.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yo, that's hilarious. White people don't have family reunions, guys.
Oh, shit. Damn. That means they don't have culture within their own family.
Again, I cannot point this out enough. White culture is not a thing. It's not a thing.
I'm looking at some pictures of a bunch of white people together. I don't know if this is a family.
That's not a family.
Nah,
that's a corporate event. Get out of here. I've been to those.
We have a couple of white listeners. I really need you to comment on this post to see if you have family reunions. And then what do you do there?
Yeah.
Right? Do you like play games? Is it a gathering? Do you go golfing?
Do you play hearts?
Do you exchange recipes?
See, now you're just being a dick. You're not being a very nice person.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't think they do.
That's so funny to me.
That's weird. Huh. I'm gonna ask my wife, like the white side of their family, do they have family reunions? What the fuck is a family reunion?
They're like, every Sunday. It's called church.
They don't. Well, yeah, the white side of family, they're just like super good at church.
Yeah.
The Westboro Baptist Church.
So this is one of Eula's to hamming it up, monologues. I didn't clip this one out, but I do find it interesting. She monologues about a story told to her by her great-grandmother about the African slaves that first set foot on the island. And she said that they get off the boat and they step on the island and they see everything that's happened and is going to happen on this island. All right, like they see it, like they're
magical Negroes,
right? Through the spirit of the sun god or whatever, right? Like they see it and they feel it and they sense it, and they're like, nah, and they turn around and they start to walk into the sea, and they start to walk on top of the water. She was like, I don't know how they did that because they were in shackles and chains and shit. And she said they walked towards the boat, and then they walked right past that motherfucker, and because they were like, nah, yo, we're going home. Fuck this. I know what's about to happen in this country.
Yeah. Oh, I should have told everybody else.
I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting story the way she told it.
Right, and it's also they reach back into that story a little bit later. Another character kind of gives their perspective on that story, which is also interesting.
Yeah. Yellow Mary talks about her plans to leave for Nova Scotia.
you know what's hilarious? My grandparents used to do vacations up there back when I was a kid.
Nova Scotia?
Yeah, they really liked it there. Yeah. I don't know. Black people love Nova Scotia, I guess. I don't know.
Is there a beach in Nova Scotia? I don't know. I've never been.
I don't know. They're old black people. It's probably like shopping or some shit. It's probably like a casino there.
Weird.
I don't know. They went to Nova Scotia like at least when I was a kid, at least 4 or 5 times. I don't know why.
I'm going to look that shit up. What the fuck is in Nova Scotia?
I don't know. Salmon.
Seafood?
I mean, black people do
love salmon. We love salmon.
Yeah. Salmon.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Kill it with a sword.
Oh shit.
I love my people, but goddamn, what are you doing?
There's an L in there.
You gotta say it.
Yeah.
That's a waste of a letter. We didn't learn to read to just not read these letters.
Fucking silent letters and shit.
Why is it in the word? Why is it in the word?
Why is it there?
I don't know. I'm not even making fun. I'm legitimately asking. I don't know.
I fucking hate the English language.
It's fucking stupid.
I really do.
We see a scene of Nana and Hagar. And Nana tells Hagar that she's not crazy for doing like the stuff that she does. Like, it's part of my religion, it's part of my rituals, and that's why I do it. I know my ancestors aren't in those bottles.
I'm not a fucking moron. Right. Bitch is a Sprite bottle. I know that.
But it's just part of, it's part of the whole thing.
Right.
It's part of the shtick that I do.
Right. So she doesn't take religion literally.
Right.
Learn a thing or two.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, it turns out they're all parables. It's not, didn't actually walk on water.
This is an 88-year-old woman in 1902.
She can't even fucking read. Probably. But she knew this shit didn't make sense.
Hagar dismisses it.
2017 and people actually believe the shit that's in the Bible literally. That's amazing to me.
Hagar,
We've become dumber. Like we have.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, we have.
I blame technology.
Yeah, no, I do too.
We don't have to think.
No, we're the headline generation, as you said.
Yeah, man. Hagar dismisses it, saying that where we're going, we won't need
roads. Come on.
We don't need this magic mumbo jumbo bullshit. Like, all this voodoo. We don't need that in America.
No, here's the thing. 1902, as a black person in America, you gonna need Jesus. You gonna need as much religion.
You gonna need to pray to something, boy.
Yeah, a Nazi or something. You better figure it out. Figure it out.
We so a lot of these scenes, we're almost done, but this movie is longer than I'm making it seem, because a lot of these scenes are just shots. Like, just shots. So
yeah, it's not a lot. There are plenty of spots where there's almost no dialogue.
No dialogue. Just, you see the family there. You see them bonding. You see them playing with the kids. You see Yellow Whitley Gilbert walking on the beach. You see just life, and you see how this life is. We catch up with Sneed. He's speaking with Bilal Muhammad, who is a practicing Muslim, and a pillar of the island community. Bilal tells Sneed about the first time he was brought to the island as a slave because he's that old.
Yeah, and he basically corroborates the story of like, hey, they had slaves, around the Civil War time. Yeah, they were just like, we were just chilling here.
Yeah.
Waiting to get called up to the majors.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm just gonna run into the ocean. You don't have to come chase me. Fuck that.
So we're getting towards the climax of this movie, and
let me interrupt you just one quick second because I don't remember where it is, but it wasn't a pivotal scene. It was just one of the many scenes on the beach, which I thought was really interesting. It's a scene of all these women, like young girls, like on the beach, and they're all wearing white. It's a really beautiful shot, and they're all kind of playing around, and they're all dancing at one point. Did you notice it was a Soul Train line? It's like it was. It was two rows of women, and they would like dance through and then go back into the line in the next row. I was just like, I literally looked up. I was like, did the Soul Train line come from African thing? But I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, oh, excellent. Don Cornelius would be proud.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. Like, no bullshit. I thought it was like I didn't even think it was hilarious. I was like, that was kind of interesting. I was like, okay, like, that was a straight up Soul Train line.
As we said, what else you got to do?
Yeah, you might as well invent dances and shit. Right?
Was there music like that they were listening to?
No, they were just like kids, like just kind of goofing around. I didn't have like a DJ.
They were fucking making beats on tables and shit. This was 1991.
Every lunch table in a black high school from fucking Baltimore to LA. Oh shit.
So everyone is preparing to leave, and Nana is visibly upset. Mary, who is overcome with emotion after seeing Nana just like having a breakdown because her family's leaving.
Right.
She's having a breakdown, and Mary she's truly affected by it, and she says she wants to stay. Hagar is quick with like the smart ass comment, like, "Bitch, don't nobody want your ass anyway. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? What your stank ass gonna do on this island? Ain't no dicks to suck over here, bitch." Like, whoa, calm down.
Fine, I won't go. Fuck you. Yeah, she was a bit of an asshole.
Yeah, she was a cunt, man. Like, she was like, Jesus.
Like fake ass Janelle Monáe. Get out of here.
Nana questions how the family can go on fighting with one another and how they're so willing to just up and leave their home.
Yeah. I mean, but again, this goes back to what we talked about in the beginning, right? It's just like, how y'all gonna leave? Like, it's a whole world out there. Like, I mean, look, in hindsight being 2020, probably shouldn't have left that island. But, like from their perspective, there's an entire world that they've never seen.
Yeah.
And it's not even that far. It's a boat ride and not even a boat with an engine. Like, it is a fucking rowboat. It's a gondola, basically.
Yeah.
It's an African gondola.
Two dudes just with sticks.
We'll get there.
Like some ornate sticks just rowing.
Like,
right,
dude, we're gonna be here. We'll be there
Yeah.
in 35 minutes. Don't even fall asleep.
Yeah, like
Just a couple of switches.
That's it. Like, there's a whole world that they've never seen. And look, 1902 America is a fucking hellscape for black people. I mean, arguably 2017 is too. But like, the world is very different than their island life in 1902.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it is very different. So I don't know, man. I can't imagine. It's like that movie, The Village. Like, it would be like them going like, oh, there's a Blockbuster down the street. Like, what the fuck is going on? It'd be so profoundly different in their lifetime. So, yeah, I totally understand why you'd want to see the rest of the world. Absolutely.
Yeah. But do you have any empathy for Nana? Like,
Absolutely.
Like how can you see her point of view can you relate to her point of view in any way? Like, how could you possibly want to leave all of this?
Right.
Like, yeah. It's a fucking island, dude. Like, she's old. She's stuck in her ways. She doesn't want to see. I get it.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I'm like, I got to go. I don't know how bad it is on the mainland yet.
I'll be back.
And I'll be like, oh shit, I want to go home. Like as soon as I get there, spend like a year there, like.
I feel like a year. I feel like a year is way longer than you're gonna need.
Probably.
Second you get off that boat, get out of my way, nigga. Like,
wait, what?
Whoop, whoop. Let's just fucking turn this gondola around, get those ornate sticks back in the water. We're done here.
Like, what the fuck is a nigger? Like,
Yeah, they don't even know.
don't know
They
what
probably
that is.
don't even know.
I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? Like, shut up, nigger. Like,
it's Eli. It's Eli. But, you know.
right.
I know you didn't know. It's cool. It's cool. We're all equal because we're all human beings, right? No? Okay, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
No, they're white people on the island. They probably know what it is.
They probably do.
Yeah.
I mean, literally one raped.
Right.
Dude's wife.
Eula sticks up for Mary in this next clip, and she has something to say to the family.
Yes! 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 You! Some of us ain't forgetting how Yellow Mary sent the money for get Cousin Jake out of jail last spring.
Now, Nana, we ain't talking about no Cousin Jake here. Dog don't get mad 'cause you say he's a dog.
Say it! If you're so ashamed of Yellow Mary 'cause she got ruined, what you say about me? I'm ruined too?
Whatever to be said, just say it now, Eula.
As far as this place is concerned, we never was a pure woman. Deep inside, we believed they ruined our mothers, and their mothers will come for them. And we live our lives always expecting worse, because we feel we don't deserve no better. Deep inside, we believe that even God can heal the wound of our past, so protect us from the world that puts shackles on our feet.
My God loves me and protects me and watches over me.
Even though you're going up north, you're gonna think about being ruined too. You think you can cross over to the mainland and run away from it? You're gonna be sorry if you don't change your way of thinking before you leave this place. If you love yourself and love Yellow Mary, she a part of you, just like we are part of our mothers. A lot of us are going through things you feel you can't handle all alone. There's gonna be all kind of road for taking life. Let's not be afraid to take them. We deserve them. 'Cause we all good women. Do you understand who you are and what we have become? We're the daughters of those old dusty tin Nana carrying a tin can. We carry too many scars from the past. Our past on us. We wear our scars like armor for protection. Take heart, open
ugly scars that no one can pass through to ever hurt us again. Let's live our lives without living in a fall of all wounds.
So there's a couple things with that speech. One, she makes mention of, she calls out the family on them judging Mary for, the lifestyle she's led, or, she says that you think Mary's ruined. Well, guess what? I was raped. You think I'm ruined? Like, you don't care about me? Like, is that how you think about me? And probably do. They probably do. Especially Hagar, because she's not blood. She married into the family, so she has a very different point of view.
Yeah, and to the movie's credit, this idea is, we touched on this earlier, like it still exists today. Yeah. That women, like, and not just the black community. Well, and actually, I would argue like that part doesn't exist in our community to any level of like significance, but American culture, like conservative culture, looks at women from that perspective of like, if you've been raped, like you deserved it type shit. I'm like, nigga, what?
Right.
Like that is a mental disconnect I will never understand. Also, it shows a level of hatred for women that is like really deep seated that I think is super fucked up. I don't hate women. I love women. But like that still exists. And it is weird. And not to belabor the point or like be an asshole about it, but like it especially exists in people who are extremely religious.
Yeah, even to the point of like if women express themselves liking to have sex or anything like that,
right?
And like, oh, you're a hussy, like, or you're a slut, or like, really? No, I just like to have sex, just like everyone else.
I mean, shit doesn't make sense, right? All these dudes claiming to get all this pussy, but don't want women to. They want women to be chaste.
Pure women. Fuck off.
Nigga, what the fuck? Like, that doesn't make sense, man.
Like, look, I need my wife to be a virgin, but I need all these other sluts to get up on this dick. Like, come on, man. You can't have both at the same time.
It's like, I want to sow my wild oats, but then when it comes down to it, when I want to settle down, I want a woman that's never had sex.
Right. I want to fuck all the women, but then find the one woman that I haven't fucked and married her.
And that no one also has
and no one else, right.
Like
how tiny is your dick?
Dudes are dumb.
Like, that's weird because like...
And we created the religion and we added that. Here's an idea. If you ever have a time machine, go back. Hey, I created a religion. You know what my religion is? Chicks can bang as much as they want. It's great. Why are you instituting that level of guilt?
Right.
It's insane because like, why would
we could all be getting laid, guys. We could all be getting laid if you just made the rule in the beginning. Do you?
And quite frankly,
and me.
Quite frankly, I kind of want somebody that knows what they're doing.
Yes.
Who the fuck was a
fucking a virgin is terrible.
Yes, it's awful.
On both sides, both sexes. I was a virgin once. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and I had sex with a virgin once, and she didn't know what the fuck she was doing. Like, it is not fun.
Oh, you stole some poor girl's virginity?
Well, I didn't steal it because that would imply rape, but it was offered.
And you accepted it.
And I accepted it. I mean, it was a gift. Like, I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth.
Was that the person you were a virgin with, or no?
No, that was a different person.
Oh, so you were shepherding this poor girl.
Yeah. And it was.
I've never had sex with a virgin that when I wasn't a virgin. The person that I lost my virginity to was, that sort of thing. So, like, but other than that, no, I don't want somebody who's like, huh? Where does it go? Like, fuck that.
Which hole? Look, that's the pee hole. Well, all right. Like, which one is it? Like, just tell me where to go.
I go to the bathroom living down there. Please stop calling it that. Please stop saying that. Please, for the love of God. No, that's fine. That's hilarious, actually. No, I've said this on. I've said this on the podcast before, and I stand by it. Everybody wants to be fucked by a person. They want to be fucked by a prostitute, basically. They want to be fucked like by a professional.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Like, why are we pretending? Like, oh, I want to be your first time. No. And if you're into that, you're a creep. You're a creep. Oh, I want to break.
Yeah,
I want to break you the first time. Like, nigga, get out of here, dude. No.
Right.
Yeah, you figure it out. You come talk to me after you've had a couple of times.
Right.
That's not for all that.
Women aren't pieces of land that you can manifest destiny all over.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Man.
Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
No, man. I want a glass of wine. I don't want an old glass of milk. Okay, like, or like.
And two, she says something to the effect of, we tend to wear our scars with us, and the scars of the past, and like we can't live like that. And I mean
that is a profound statement coming from a black person.
That is a profound statement coming from a black person that has been raped by a white person.
Yeah, that is very true. Yes, yeah, because I mean that part is a good point. That's super salient to her character, but there's also this like nobody carries their past on their back more than black folks. Maybe Jewish folks. like that's it. Like we do, because our entire history in the quote unquote modern age is all steeped in violence and injustice. Like you just can't get away from it.
And I'm certainly not saying get over it or forget about it or don't worry about it. No, I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying you can't let that ruin your life, or you can't let that
define you.
Yeah. Right. Like,
what was the line that you said to me the other day? You were like, I'd like to make sure I stay woke, but I don't want to OD on no-dose.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
it was a perfect statement.
Like, but that's what people do, especially in this climate nowadays.
Yes.
Especially where everybody has a voice and everyone thinks their opinion is worth a damn.
No, and look, not everyone needs a public opinion. They just don't.
Right.
They just don't. I grant I understand the massive irony in saying that on this podcast. But everyone doesn't. They just don't. Like, just don't.
Or if you do, like,
fuck up.
I'm not even saying don't voice it. I'm saying think about it.
I'm
saying write what you gotta write, and then before you hit tweet, read it 10 times.
And maybe they really feel about it. They really feel strongly
see,
about it.
That's why. That's why I'm saying don't even write it.
That shit is just overblown.
Incredibly. Or just fall asleep while you're tweeting.
I'm just like, what do you?
But that's
not something you need. Okay. Fine.
But I mean, that's the thing is we literally do have that situation where people let it define them.
Yeah.
And define every way they see the world, and like. And again, it's not saying you got to let it go, because if you let it go, then you're doomed to have these things happen to you. But like at the same time, like, calm down. Like, not everything needs to be a fight. Like, it just doesn't.
Right.
Some things you just go, well, it's fucking ridiculous, and just move on. Like, it's just not, well, I'm going to write a think piece on this and fucking tell you. Like, no, and not everything requires that.
Right. Nana says that there's one final gathering, and someone says to Nana, "Hey, Nana, you gonna watch over us on, when you die and up in heaven?" And Nana's like, "No, I'm not gonna watch over the family, because I'm not gonna be in heaven, and because I don't believe that bullshit." And
because quote, "Ain't no white Jesus done nothing for me." She didn't say that, but her eyes did.
So she wraps one of her like little
roots,
herbal roots or whatever, up next to a Bible. She binds the two together and asks the family to lay hands on it and, take her wherever they go. Viola is like, this is some blasphemy.
Yeah, she was not buying.
She's like, what the fuck are you? This ain't how it's supposed to go. All right? Old people supposed to die and go to heaven and watch over us. That's the rules.
Fucking livid.
Watch over me, Grandma.
No, no, bitch. Fuck you.
I'm going in the ground. That's it. It's a wrap.
She
That shit was
eventually
funny, dude. She was fucking pissed.
she was like, "What the fuck? Like my world is spinning out of control."
Stop believing in white Jesus.
She eventually comes around, but Hagar screams at everyone. She was just like, "This is a bunch of bullshit. You motherfuckers are full of a bunch of hoodoo voodoo, and I'm getting the fuck out of here."
Well, what was hilarious is she just like took like a napkin or something and just knocked the shit out of her hand. She was like, "Stop touching each other." I was like, no. She had enough of that shit.
She was done with this shit. She was too through with this. She is the fucking Clarence Thomas of this family. She was like, "You black people and your blackity blackness, get the fuck out of my face."
Pretty much.
The next morning, the family is set to leave, and finally, they're all getting on this. They're all getting on this canoe, and Saint Julian Lastchild appears one last child time, and on horseback, like something out of a grocery store romance novel, and with his
white horse.
By the way,
white horse.
By the way, the actor was I'm pretty sure it was it Courtney B. Vance?
I think it was from Eve's Bayou.
Yeah, I think that was him.
Yeah, I think it was.
No,
it wasn't him.
It was the guy from Coming to America.
Eddie Murphy.
The hell is his name? The African dude, the vendor at the Knicks game.
Oh yes, that is who
it was. Him.
I can't remember what the fuck his name is.
I can't either. I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name.
Vondi Kurt.
Vondi
Curtis Hall.
That's who it is. That's right.
who it was.
That's right. That fucking ridiculous ass wig. Come on, dog. Don't do that.
So I was trying to think of a Redskin player's name, but I can't. But I couldn't think of one off the top of my head.
Don't look at me.
So St. Julian Lastchild appears.
I don't even know if he played on the Reds.
Doug Williams comes, and he's he on horseback.
What's the one guy? RGB3 or whatever?
RG3.
I don't know. Red, green, blue? I don't fucking know. I don't know these players.
What's his real name? RG3.
RG3? All right.
What's his name? I don't even fucking know what his
Robert
name
Griffin.
is. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say Reggie Green. I don't know. Is he the third? Is that why it's 3?
Robert Griffin.
Are you serious?
What's his name?
I don't
Yes, it is Robert Griffin III.
Oh, I just called him RGB3. I don't fucking know. I don't know football.
So he comes up on a white horse, shirtless, black mane flowing in the breeze.
I like how you add all this. He had
I don't even know. I don't remember.
He did. He had a shirt. I think ridiculous.
And he
It
doesn't
did look like a romance novel though.
And he came in and he doesn't even say shit, like, cause he know his fucking Redskin stroke game is strong. He just comes up, pulls up, he drifts his horse to the side, and gives Iona a look, and Iona is just like splish splash. I'm taking a bath and slides her ass right over to St. Julian Lastchild, because she's trying to give him a last child, and she hops on his horse. And they roll out, and her mom, Hagar, is like, "No, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you people are fucking insane. Why do you want to stay on this godforsaken island?"
Cut to 2 months later. How did we get back to this goddamn island? You should have stayed there. It was fucking paradise. You had greens, shrimp.
You had prawns, yo. You had prawns. You know how much prawns are gonna cost in fucking Georgia? Get the fuck out of here, man.
Fucked up.
The family set sail, and we see that Eli and Eula stayed on the island with Mary, and we cut to black, and that's the end of the movie.
Well, there's the unborn child is born.
Yeah, the unborn child eventually will be born.
And it is not.
It is not. It is Eli's child.
Right. It's not the product of the race.
As a matter of fact, you see the spirit of the unborn child manifested as a 6 or 7 year old black girl throughout the film.
Right. And so
I'm gonna really need that black girl to like get acting lessons. Like you can tell she was not a actress.
I would
an
argue
actress.
you are correct. Yeah, and so it just kind of like we stayed on the island, and and the rest of them left, and grandmother died, and that sort of thing. But that was pretty much it.
Yeah. So
Interesting film.
I thought it was very interesting. I appreciate the parallels of life today.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you are going to study film, this is a must see. I think it was what was it? It got some like
It got a lot of awards.
recognition. It was like inducted into like the National Film Society or something like that.
Yeah, it's something even higher than that. It got some accolades of like the National Library or something like that.
Right. So, but if you enjoyed what we talked about, then maybe give it a shot.
One last thing, which this was the little bit of trivia I had. So there are scenes in Beyonce's Lemonade album that are an homage to this movie.
Oh, really?
Which is kind of interesting. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
So, I mean, isn't she from like Louisiana?
Houston.
Yeah, but isn't her
I think
dad
her
is from Louisiana or something like that?
I thought her mom was from Louisiana, but one of them's from Louisiana.
Yeah. I mean, that's what she says in that Formation video. That's as much as I know about Beyonce's history, is what she says over a hot beat. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. So obviously other black people who are famous, much more famous than us, because we're not famous, also know this movie. So that's good. Okay, that is it for us. We'll be back next week with another preview episode for episode 109. Later, guys.
See you.
Ladies.
Bye.
We out.